All right, um, just a quick run through and reminder of how ProPresenter works and what we're doing with ProPresenter for those of you who are helping out. Um, on ProPresenter, pretty much what this is, of course, in the most simplest way, a ProPresenter is our screens device, okay, or a screens application that we use for um, our scriptures, videos, slides for announcements, all that stuff. Anything that goes on the screens is going to come through ProPresenter. Um, so from beginning to end, this is pretty much what you'll typically do. Um, if you didn't take part in setting up on a Sunday, then it should be usually ready for you. And what we're going to start doing is going back to basics and trying to remember how we did things because it has been so long since we've been in service. So first is this, we've got right here is what is called our playlists. Okay, so playlists are the way we use them. Playlists will be our services, different types of services, different things we do with services, and then if there are special services, there's going to be a playlist for Easter, let's say. That way we know that that's the Easter playlist and it's different from the others. Any kind of different kind of service we do, we'll create a new one. So that's your playlist. So if you're looking for the service and what's happening in service, for example, this past week, we played the song What a Beautiful Name. We played Your Love Awakens Me. We had announcements, then the Bible declaration, and then message notes. So that's going to be the order in which things play out. And we want to make sure that we are setting things up in a way that it's easy for us to recognize what's happening, that we can. So, for example, right now, one thing that I would say for those of you who remember, and if you're new, then this is going to be new to you. What we used to have before was a pre-post. A pre-post would be uh, an element of service that happens. It's just slides that scroll through before and after service, hence the name pre-post. So that's something that we need to add. Again, we're starting fresh since we've been back from COVID. So just keep that in mind that some things might not be the way they used to be. But this is a perfect opportunity to make changes and make things better. So bear with us as we make those adjustments. So that's your playlist and a good rundown of your playlist. Right here, this is what is called your video image bin. This is where all of those things are going to be uploaded. All of those like slides and things like that are going to be uploaded through here. We've got our backgrounds. This would be backgrounds for really anything slides. They can be backgrounds for worship. For example, you'll see this is the preview, or this is the display that's going to be playing on the screens, but in a small version. That way you can see it. Um, so you've got your backgrounds, you've got foregrounds, which we don't have any, purchased, which again we don't have any. We've got youth worship, right? So this is what is called a hot folder. So the orange with a little gear in it is called a hot folder. And the reason why it's called a hot folder is because it's actually linked to a folder on the actual desktop. So if I were to go to the desktop, there's a little folder called youth worship that this is attached to. So anything I throw into that folder, so if I download something from the internet and I throw it in that folder, it's going to pop up right here. So that's a hot folder. These were the songs that we played. So for youth worship, right? Those are the videos that are in the folder, and it just populates them straight into here. This is from an event that we had this past Saturday. And here's announcements, right? We've got our prayer nights, we've got youth nights. So that's all right here. This is the video image bin. You can get rid of it by clicking right up here where it says video image bin. You can click that, it'll go away just in case you don't need it. I find it useful. It says stay right there on the screen. Um, just because we do have all of our slides here. So if for any reason somebody makes reference to a slide that we weren't planning on showing during that component of service, then it's right there. But you don't need it. You don't need it. Anything that you would need should be right in here. So What a Beautiful Name and its lyrics, Your Love Awakens Me and its lyrics, and then announcements. Again, see, so we've got it in the video image bin, but the way we do announcements, you have the little mini sheet that comes with at the beginning of every service. You should receive a little what we call mini, and it's just a little display of how the service is going to run with the different components of service. But you should be able to find the announcement slides here, and what we pretty much do is we just go ahead and drag it right in there, and that's it. And so it's in there and ready to be used. That way we don't have to use the video image bin. But again, I keep it open just in case somebody makes reference to it. You don't have to, as long as you can go ahead and click announcements and you know it's there in announcements, you can do it that way. And so you go through, you can click it, and it changes right there. And then you go to the Bible declaration, so on and so forth. And there's that. Okay, now a couple quick keys to keep in mind. There's F1, which is at the very top of the keyboard. F1, F2, and F3. These are three really important ones to do. So F1 clears the whole screen. I'll use that as an example right now. So F1 clears the whole screen. Now, let's go back. F2 will clear just the words. So this is perfect for worship. If we go from a certain part of the song and we move into let's say an instrumental part, or somebody's doing ministry time, you press F2 and that clears the screen. Okay, and then F3 will clear just the background. F3 clears the background. So F1 clears everything, F2 clears just the words, F3 clears the background. The best way to think about it is it's like more, less, and then the least. Okay, so you're clearing the most amount of information, right? Or the most important, which is everything, with F1. You're clearing the second most important, which is the actual words themselves. And then F3 is you're clearing the least important, which is the background. I would say the background is typically the least important. Also keep in mind that images themselves also act as backgrounds. Any image that pops up is a background, so F3 will clear the background. So in case you have a slide, if you press F3, it's going to clear it. You won't need F3 too often. Typically, F1 is going to be what you end up using, or F2 if you're trying to clear just the words. So, for example, in a message, clearing the words, once he's done, that way you leave the background and it's still up there, and then you go to the next scripture when he quotes it, and then you can clear it, so on and so forth. Alright, so I'm running through things pretty quick because we are recording quite a few different trainings. Let's see. So we talked about the playlists. We talked about what is in a playlist. We talked about the video image bin. Now let's go ahead and talk about the library. So the library is all of the stuff that we have. It's pretty much the library of songs, of service components, of different things like that. So we've got the Bible declaration, we've got announcements, we've got message notes, we've got all the songs. Right now it's pretty empty because we don't have that many songs because we're starting fresh. The library is where you're going to find all that info. The library also searches through Song Select. Song Select is what we use to get our lyrics for songs. I'm going to walk you really quick through how to upload a song. Super easy to do from Song Select. All you're going to do is search the name of the song. So let's do How Great. Let's see. Let's just pick this one, for example. Actually, let's do a song that I think we might actually sing. Alright, and for those of you who see that little orange box that pops up with a letter inside of it, that's called a hotkey. I'll talk about those another time. Alright, Closer by Amanda Cook. Alright, let's see. So what you're going to do is right here, you get past the library. If there's a bunch of songs that, fit this right here, Closer, then it'll show up and Song Select will be way at the bottom. So you'll click the song, you'll click plus right here. You're going to leave all this the same, and then you're going to click template, and you're going to go to the Rock LE and template, and then you'll click import. That's it. That's it. That's all it takes to import a song. Now I mentioned hotkeys. Hotkeys you can assign to songs. This helps, and we're going to work on our hotkey, the way we use hotkeys and what we do for hotkeys. So hotkey, if I click hotkey right here, it's going to tell me to set a trigger. So for verse, I'll click V. Okay. For chorus, I'll go to hotkey, I'll click C. So that's chorus. Tag, hotkey, can you guess it? Probably. T. Alright. Interlude, don't worry about that. Bridge, hotkey, pretty sure you can guess, B. Chorus 2, hotkey is going to be D. So, if for any reason, let's say you are on the bridge and you hear that they go right back into the chorus. The chorus is like the main part of the song that everybody memorizes. That's the chorus. So you hear that they go into the chorus and you're struggling to find where the chorus is, you can press C and it'll take you right into chorus. Cool. So there's that. We've talked about the library, we've talked about the playlist, we've talked about what's in a playlist, we've talked about the video image bin, talked about songs. I want to talk about setting up. So just like we had said earlier, when you set up, you are going to look at the mini, which is just that small sheet of paper. And in a mini, actually, let's go to Google. Let's go straight to Google. Let's go to Sheets. So this is where I pull it off of. Excuse the mess on my screen. Alright, so this is what a mini looks like. A mini is going to consist of all the details in our services. As of right now, we're doing 2 songs. This is one of the papers you're going to receive on a Sunday. Okay, the other one is going to be an announcement sheet. Oops, my bad. Okay, the other one is going to be an announcements sheet. which looks like this. And then the last, and this is going to have the announcements. So this is going to be where you realize, okay, what slides do I need? And then you put them in that order accordingly. So you got that right in here. So this is what the person who's giving announcements is going to look at. And then last but definitely not least, another one of arguably the most important ones is going to be the notes, service notes. And this is going to be where you get all your scriptures off of. So you're going to want to take time to put those scriptures in. Now, going back to ProPresenter, setting up, you are going to set up according to the service. So when you go back and you look at the service mini, we're going to start putting the song titles and things like that. So you'll be able to see what song it is. You'll be able to search it up. If you don't see it, then you can add it just in case if we're on a short deadline. This is going to be for anyone setting up ProPresenter. And so if you are setting up for ProPresenter, which everybody should learn how to do, everybody should know how to do it, and we should all make sure that we do it before our respective services. That's going to be how you set up. So you're going to look at the mini, you're going to come back here, and you're going to add each component, right? We're going to add a pre-post, we're going to add all this stuff. You're going to add the songs, you're going to go to the announcements, you're going to swap out slides if you have to, remove them, add some from the video image bin, and then Bible declaration, and then the message notes. Okay, and then the message notes you're going to add as well, just so that you have that in mind. And so that's it for setup. Just making sure that you're going back to the mini to double check. You need to make sure. You always need to make sure. It doesn't matter if you're coming and you're just serving for second service, and so it should already be done. You need to be the one to check. If you are working ProPresenter, you are responsible. So make sure that you are double checking that everything's okay, and especially because we all make mistakes. We want to be here to cover for one another. And so sometimes if I'm setting up for somebody, you're setting up for somebody, if we miss something for any reason, we want to make sure that gets taken care of. So you always want to check for yourself. Make sure everything's fine. And then last but definitely not least is going to be Bibles. When you're adding the service notes, you're going to click Bibles up at the top. Really important. Make sure that you select the version that you need. Okay, we've got a couple versions right here. As of the recording of this video, we are currently pushing more into the ESV, so that's going to be most of the time our default when it comes to services. As far as notes go for services, you're going to type right in here the scripture reference, and you don't have to type the whole thing. This should be super easy. So Matthew, Matt, and then I can put 10. Matthew 10:10. Perfect. Here is what you're going to do. You're going to press settings, templates, and you should select the Rock LE and template 1. And now it should be, if you're watching right here in the background, if you didn't see that, rewind that. But back here it was really small, and then when I fixed the template and I re-clicked on the slide, it came out to bigger text. This is why we're using that template, is because it's bigger and we have small screens right now. So to make it more legible, that the Rock LE template is to increase the text size. So that should be it. Super easy, not hard to do at all. When you insert it into your document, you press down here and copy to current document. Make sure that the message notes are selected before you do that. So I think that covers just about everything. Just a little troubleshooting tip. When you plug into the TVs and you're not getting any signal to the TVs, one really big problem right here is output. That's going to be your biggest problem. Is you click output right here, it says off. You can't really tell, but that red screen in there, it says off. When you click it, it should be on. That's turned on. But right now we're not plugged into the screen, so it's not doing it right now. But you should be able to click that. Make sure that the HDMI is plugged in into the computer. And other than that, I think that's just about it. We will figure out more as we go on, and this video might be edited as we move forward, just because things change and we learn. So with that, thank you guys so much for choosing to help out, and whether you wanted to be in sound or whether you want to be in ProPresenter or screens or whatever it is, it's really important that you know to learn all aspects, even just a little bit, to get a basic knowledge, just in case something happens and you can step in, and so that you're versatile in different areas. So with that, thank you guys so much for jumping on, and I look forward to seeing you in the tech booth.